Peace. Quick look. Think fast. This video, it but like this. It's not solely for just my psychedelic people, for my people that, done the mushrooms and DMT and acid. I ain't gonna say it's just for y'all, but I know that, y'all would have more of an understanding, the vibe with the situation more than the newcomers. Because matter of fact, because most of us dealing with psychedelics, we done been to them realms. We done saw that this physical world is nothing. Like this is a matrix. Like this is all empty. Atoms filled with black matter. Matter of fact, why CERN keep pushing them atoms together, trying to deal with that. But I was gonna speak on something. Matter of fact, it ain't gonna be a long video. But I thought of how like an exercise that I do sometimes that always just kind of reminds me and lets me know and take me back to that feeling of when I had my ego death, when I was in a realm where it's just everything was just complete darkness, and it wasn't about no physical body. You just feel and sense vibrations, not actually seeing nothing, just feeling, and I got brought to a realm where I saw how much of, your reality is manifested by you, and that you're not necessarily, like, say for instance, we don't necessarily manifest each other in the fashion of, like how a parent, manifests as a human being, but, we manifest each other into each other's experience. We all one organism. And sometimes as an exercise, what I do is like while I'm like, say for instance, might be a group of two or three of us talking, and if I'm not really say for instance, I'm not talking at the time, whatever the case may be, I just sit back and I close my eyes and I just basically envision everybody or basically everybody is just a vibration of consciousness. Like with the darkness, I just visualize that there is nobody there and that it's just a conscious vibration. You know what I'm saying? Within my own experience, within my own mind too, like where I'm actually pitching it that the people talking is figments of my own imagination. I say imagination like it's, like you're imagining things. That's far fetched, but like, you know, we we are, each other's manifested thoughts in essence. Until you started getting spiritual and getting into crystals and listening to Rasta music, you didn't come across me. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people in their experience when they meet me for the first time, I'm like, I bet you just started getting into crystals, or you just started, or matter of fact, are Catholic people who, kind of getting getting their eyes open and getting closer to waking up, and then they gravitate towards me. I'm like, I'm a manifestation of their thoughts, in the essence of where they was going in their thoughts, and their words brought me into their experience. But when you close your eyes while people talking, it just really kind of bring you into that oneness feel. Now, the scary aspect of it, I ain't gonna say scary, but dealing with finding out a lot, you know what I'm saying? Put it like this, where you could feel how much of the feeling of how Source felt when Source, had nothing but itself. You feel that vibration, you get that vibe from it. You know, like I said, it's kind of, it may, and what it's doing, if it do kind of spook, because when it spooked me, but I thought of it just spooking my humanity and my ego and not my spirit. You know what I'm saying? But, when you sit there, you could really feel like, all right, like these people talking is just a manifestation of my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and with your eyes closed, you could just really, feel the realness of what we are. Like you could feel like, all right, we just vibrations. It's just a little suit for our little consciousness to walk around and do things. But for the most part, it's just light, vibration, and consciousness, like non-physical. You know what I'm saying? And that when I do like close my eyes and I do that, it'll bring me to that realm of like when I was, in one of the many places for sure. I remember one place where I was with Source and it was just like all dark, matter of fact. And I remember in two manifesting instantaneously. That's how I know for a fact that you do. Like when we transition to these other astral planes, you do manifest things on a higher level, on a quicker level. Because it was like whoever I was going to think about to want to talk to, their voice instantly just came out. I wanted to talk to my grandma. She's like, "Hey, God damn it, boy, what you doing in the astral plane?" You know what I'm saying? But it was like just instantaneous, manifestations of their conscious, voice and vibration, as far as the my loved ones who transition, I could just, as soon as I would go to think of them, it would just, that voices would manifest and start talking to me. But I was in a realm, and two, how surreal it was. I had a high dose, so, I felt that even though it was complete darkness, like my eyes was open, like, like I felt the vibe of like, it's not like I'm squinting, but like I'm like eyes open, but still everything is completely dark. You know, matter of fact, and two, with like this little exercise I'm talking about, where you, like I said again, you just, your partner's talking, just close your eyes and just envision. Matter of fact, envision your body not being there, especially if you're not touching yourself. Like just, I mean, not touching yourself, but where you just in a position where you could just kind of even imagine that your body is not there and that you are just floating vibration of consciousness, and that the people talking is floating vibration of consciousness. And then if you took them away, it would just be, yourself in the silence of yourself, like Source in the beginning. And I say in the beginning because we are internal beings, but from the earliest days of, what I'm saying, of things before all the fractals really started, what I'm saying, accumulating and breaking off of Source, in the Fibonacci or the phi ratio and the golden ratio. That's all we are. We are fractals of Source, you know, basically through the pi ratio, through the golden ratio, the golden mean ratio. That's another thing you realize too, that there is no beginning or end. That's why I was like, to reference, like when I say the beginning, it's just like the earliest of times when Source, like I say, had less fractals attached to it. That's the best way to explain it, because it ain't no necessarily beginning. You know? But this is just like I said, and that's why I knew. I was like, some people may, because some of y'all are waking up and at a point where even though you may have not done psychedelics, because you're waking up and you experience some of this without doing, or you, how can I say, some of these concepts come easy to you because you may be an indigo or whatever. So even though you may have not done psychedelics, like how I just told you to close your eyes, you could go right there with me. But I know for sure, most people done psychedelics and really know how this physical world is nothing, you know what I'm saying? And for a fact, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, like we experienced it, you know what I'm saying? So it's more of a different vibe to, of how you resonate with it when you actually experience it. That's it. In fact, again though, if I go out, let exercise, like I say, you chilling around some partners, a few people or whatever, just go, and not a lot of people, not in a noisy place, because what else I want you to realize, or what I would like for you to experience when you're doing this is that, like I said, you could experience that quietness of like, well, all right, the people around me really are just manifestations in this moment. Because if I wasn't, you know, the reason why I'm here talking to these people is because of manifestation of my thoughts, in essence. So when you close your eyes and you just kind of visualize that even your body is not there, that y'all no longer on a physical plane, like y'all just floating in space. Matter of fact, imagine on that level, like y'all just floating in space and they just vibrations, you know what I'm saying? And when you tune into just the voices, then you tune into the silence behind the voices. And that's when it really gets like, man, it's deep. But again, that's just me sharing my experience and the cool thing that I'll be doing sometimes, that just really remind me and basically keep me conscious of what I really am, basically. But peace happen now. Now is the vibe rate. Not too far in the future, not too far in the past.